Hello guys, welcome back to my new video. And in this video I'm going to be covering how to round decimals. And specifically we're going to take a look at rounding up a 9. Now as we go through our examples, I show you two different ways to think through these. And let's jump into number 1, where we have 2.398. So we want to round our 9 up. So the first step we take is we're going to look over to the right. If we look over to the right, my bad, I put the wrong pencil. If we look over to the right here, we see an 8. So this means we can we can round up. So when we're rounding up a 9, you basically get a 10. So we can regroup or carry just like we do with addition, like this. So let's say we're rounding up this 9. So we're going to put our 0 right here because it rounded up to a 10. And just like addition, we're going to carry over our 1. So this is now 3 plus 1. So this turns into a 4. And now we just have this, 2.4 or 2.40. It doesn't really matter because remember, digits to the right of the decimal doesn't have any value. So this is the first way I like to do it. But there's one other way I also like to do it, and I'm going to show you how. So we got 2.398, and we want to round this up again. So again, the first step we take is we look to the right. Is it possible to round up? And yes, it is possible to round up. So we are rounding up. So I like to look at just these two numbers. So the rest of the numbers, the 2 and the 8, I basically forget for a second. So I just see this as 39. And if you want to round up a 39, you just get 40. So the 39 turns into a 40, and of course the 8 just disappears. So you can immediately get 2.40 like this. So this will be our final answer for the first example, 2.4 or 2.40. So now let's go over to our second example. For a second example, we have 5.799. So again, we want to round up the 9. So we're going to look at this 9 right over here and look if we can round up. And yes, of course, we can round up. So we're going to round up. So we're already going to write our 0 right here. And because it turns into a 10, we are going to basically carry over our 1 and we get 7 plus 1. So 7 plus 1 equals 8. And then you can just write the rest of your number down. And then you will get your final answer of 5.80. Now, and for the other method, let's say we got 5.799 and we want to round up again. So again, we're going to look to our right and see, yes, we can round up. So we're going to look at these two numbers only. So we got 79. And if you want to round up 79, you will just round it up to a 80. So you can write 80 down here and just write the remaining number. And this will also get you to your final answer. So now let's go over to our third example. For our third example, we have 18.995. So this one can be a bit more complicated, but just be with me and we will get this down together. So we have 18.995. So in our ones digit, we have an 8. And we want to round all of this up. So we're going to start by looking at the right. And we have a 5. And yes, if you have a 5, you can round the number up. If the number is below 5, you can't round it up. So in this case, we can round it up. So we're going to round these two 9s up. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this 9 right here. And because we are rounding up, we're going to put a 0 right here. And because this is basically a 10 we made, we're going to carry over our 1 over here. And now we basically have just 1 plus 8. 1 plus 8 equals 9. And just put the decimal in the right spot and you will get your final answer, which is 19. And you don't have to put the 0 here because it doesn't have any value. So our answer is going to be 19. So now for the second method, we're going to do it like this: 18.995. So we're going to look to our right and see if we can round up. So we're going to look at these two numbers now. So how would we round 99 up? We would round it up to 100. So what you can do is you can again carry over the 1 of the 100 here, make this a 19, and you will get your final answer of 19. So now let's go to our last example. For our last example, we have 7.8996. So again, this one can be a bit complicated, but it will all be okay if you just follow through. So let's look at the right. We have a 6 next to the 9. So this means we can round up again. So we're gonna round up this 9, and this 8 right over here. So I like to just go to the most left 9, just because I know these two can also be rounded up. You can just do like this, put a 0 here, carry over the 1 here, and put a 0 here and carry over the 1 again, and you will get to your final answer like, but it will take a bit more time. We made the 9 a 10, we carried over the 1, made this 9 a 10, we carried over the 1 again, and then we added. So you can also do it like this with a couple of more steps, just to make it a bit more sorted out. But I like to just start with the most left 9, just to skip all of those extra steps. And now for the second method we're gonna write 7.8996, and we're gonna look to the right. So we're looking to the right here, and we can see that we can round up. So we're gonna look to these two right here. Gonna look to these two numbers, and yes, we can round this up to 100. So again, we're gonna carry over our 1 from the 100, and these three will disappear. So we just end up with 7.9 for our final answer. And guys, don't forget, these two answers are completely the same value, because any 0 to the right of the decimal won't have any value. So this was basically the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a question in the comments, and this was Mr. Mathz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.